Shout out to all the VIP. Hope you are doing well. This is London. We're going to be going through the charts today, guys. It's an interesting week, a lot going on. In terms of our setup, I want to invite you. This is London with VIP Trader and Bitcoin Spike. We're going to be going through the details on the charts. I'll focus on the right-hand side so you can see. Remember, guys, this is London, former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, not financial advice. All right, you guys go to your broker if you want it, and hopefully teach them something and maybe help them trade. That would be interesting. I'd love to hear some stories if you guys are indeed outperforming your brokers. Some of you are. It's not the aim here, but it may be inevitable if you focus on the same tools that they use and some of the other ones that we use. Guys, looking at Bitcoin, let's dig into the details. We are pre-market. All right, we are pre-market open in New York. Let me go ahead and go to this live stream, make sure I can chat with you guys if and need be the case, and hoping you guys are doing well this week. Alrighty then, let's see what we got. This setup in the morning, we're really trying to get this down. You guys know it's like, okay, you got to get up early. You're in California. You gotta, you got 3 hours. New York has 3 hours on you, but we get out of the markets 3 hours earlier, so that's nice. In terms of the bull pennant that we're looking at on Bitcoin, and a lot going on in the markets, guys. A lot going on in the markets. We're going to have a little commentary this morning, and I want to discuss with you guys what your opinions may be as we were to look, as we were to look at what just happened in the markets, as you guys are continually plugged into sources like, and you'll see multi-screens here. You guys see this, multiple screens here, from here to here to here to here, all the ones in the back, etc. Every time I flip to the back there, I have to move that over. You guys see the level of TA that we're looking at. But one of the interesting things that I want to comment on is Bloomberg. All right, Bloomberg. What did Bloomberg do? We're going to talk about that this morning. And we have Venus in the house. Venus, good morning. How are you? Good to see you. Nice to see you, Venus. I may, how can I do this best? I just want to type this over here. Venus, nice to see you, Venus. Bam. Let's see if I can put that in the chats there. One of the primary issues that we want to talk about this morning, in addition to the technicals, now we had a nice move to the upside. We had a symmetrical consolidation and this specific flag formation. So as you look at that, what I'll say is we had the flag formation, and we talked about that yesterday. You guys know we talked about this yesterday, and that we wanted to get down to this level of support. So the fact that we were able to accomplish that, and where are we on in timing? New York is open. Congratulations, guys. It's another trade day in the USA and abroad. Congratulations. Let's see what we got. And Venus. Yeah, we're working on upload speeds. We're working on some details like that. We should have some, plenty of upload speed, but we may have to max it out on a commercial line, etc. I think we were told, just so that you guys know, we were told that, and as we roll into New York Open, we were told by the companies that exist that we would have to run essentially a brand new fiber line to this area of the city, etc. So we're looking at those options. We're just making sure wherever we stay, wherever we go and stay in terms of HQ, that we're prepared to invest in that regard. So we'll be working on the settings, etc. Glad that we at least called the call out in terms of this on Bitcoin. Nicely done. Let me see if I can arrange over here and put Venus. Boom. There we go. Finally got that through to Venus. Nice to see you, Venus. And in terms of Bloomberg, and we'll see if I get cut out a million times this morning, but I want to comment on it because we're plugged in all the time to Bloomberg, right? One of the things, this is the issue going on right now with anyone who's been watching Bloomberg. You guys know this, and plug into this. If you feel like you made a mistake, I want you to plug in. If you didn't catch the bottom of Bitcoin, if you didn't catch the bottom of equities, let's pay attention real quickly. Pardon me for the coffee. Thank you for that. Now, as we look at equities over the preceding number of weeks here, one thing that was done on Bloomberg, and you guys all know this, is we're looking at some red on the screen today. Futures were down. You guys know that. We had futures were just down pre-market, so we're seeing something in line with that. If we were to go ahead and look at, let's just pull up the screen so you can kind of see the red in terms of where we're at. But I want to comment just quickly this morning as we're talking about anything, and you guys go through your day and you think, well, I made a mistake, I didn't catch a trade, I didn't catch the bottom, or wherever you may be in terms of your trade approach. I want to talk about just a challenge for you this morning. All right, it's a good challenge, and this is a great short talk for us as we open up the market in the red. Buying opportunities, of course. Want to shout out to anybody who decided to trade Sol. Solana was in a nice pattern formation. So there's the red on the screen that we're looking at. As we would on the watch list, guys, as we would discuss things, I want to bring into focus again. Let's talk about very quickly, and I'll move this up into this region. I want to talk about very quickly Bloomberg. All right, I don't want it to be a commentary or a hate piece on Bloomberg at all, but what did Bloomberg do over the preceding number of weeks here? Bloomberg went and decided, right? Bloomberg went and decided they were going to muster up a bunch of support and courage for a certain individual from Morgan Stanley. Pardon me, one sip of coffee. Very important talk here from Morgan Stanley. You guys pay attention. This is a big deal. VIP, glad you're here. Now, what Morgan Stanley did was over a, let's say, was with Bloomberg. Bloomberg and Morgan Stanley, and really Bloomberg featuring Morgan Stanley. Bloomberg is the quote-unquote terminal with data, etc., but they have a live program. You guys are aware of that. You can feature that, for instance, if I bring that up on my screen here, I can have Bloomberg News / data reports, etc., as they would bring that to their subscribers. So, Financial News Network, the Harvard Business School, pay attention, the Harvard Business School, yes, Harvard Business School. When you go there, when you study there, okay, you go into the Bloomberg building, okay, just so that you know, people don't know that. You walk into the Bloomberg building, okay, at Harvard Business School. It's where you're going to go study, okay? So that's just a fact. They're very integrated in business, etc. What they've been doing over the preceding number of weeks is the following. They have been, okay, talking with the key rep, is it Wilson, of Morgan Stanley. And all they've been doing the whole time is saying, oh, well, you're just so right all the time. Every call you make is right all the time. We love you so much. Every call you make is right all the time. Pay attention, guys. So they've had the key call maker, the shot caller from Morgan Stanley, the key dressed up, cuffs, suit, everything nice for Morgan Stanley. If you don't know Morgan Stanley has a great reputation for being the key technicalist in the market, all right? So when you're looking at Bloomberg, what have we been, I'm just telling you guys, if you think, well, maybe I made a problem in the market, maybe I made a mistake, listen up. Bloomberg has been just tag teaming, bam, 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 building credibility into, and guys, they've softened up some here and there, a few of the plays of Morgan Stanley's chief shot caller. Okay, I've been watching it very closely. Morgan Stanley made me an official offer to work with them. All right, they're traders. Okay, they manage, they trade. They're technically top of the list. I'll tell you that. Okay, but in terms of the approach and what I've been watching the last few weeks, Bloomberg has literally been building up this credibility and this performance level of the key shot caller of Morgan Stanley. You guys have been watching this. When you see Morgan Stanley, don't ignore it, all right? And I believe it's in Bloomberg's interest to create this bit of a phenomenon, and we'll see, it's gonna be very interesting, to create a bit of a phenomenon and a showpiece for their TV programming. You guys got that? They need the guy who keeps getting it right. So to the extent that they soften up a bit on any time he may have gotten something a little wrong or a little late or a little here or a little there, I want to pay attention to it as we look at Bitcoin down and out of a symmetrical consolidation, not a big move, something we anticipated yesterday and hit along this level of support. We were looking at a potential flag play. So right in line with what we were looking at yesterday. Glad we prepared you guys for that. Now, in terms of Morgan Stanley, they had been presented again and again and again on Bloomberg, right, as the key shot caller from Morgan Stanley, and saying, my, every time you show up, you've got the right call, you've got the right answer, you've got the magic in the market, right? Yeah, every single time the guy shows up, you are Mr. Right On in the market. Let's hear what we're going to do next week, next month. What's the next call? They have this sensationalized agenda to bring you and get you watching the program. Pay attention, guys, pay attention, okay? And what the key shot caller from Morgan Stanley has said is sell. I'm telling you guys, sell. Sell. Do not participate. This is going down. Now, that was a key fact and focal that everyone is watching right now, literally 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, guys. Okay, Morgan Stanley, who Bloomberg has shot up into the stratosphere of being this key shot caller, rainmaker, perfection exemplified. You guys know this if you've been watching Bloomberg, the Financial News Network, the Bloomberg building, literally structured and sat, bam, across from Soldiers Field on Harvard Business School. Bloomberg building, boom. They've been touting this shot caller from Morgan Stanley, not just incidentally or casually on the side. I'm talking about literally like key feature. Like they could have put him, in a showcase, literal, something, probably not much more. So they've been doing that with Morgan Stanley. They have been focusing on his specific calls. And as you would look at the effect of what has gone on right now, 2 weeks ago it was, we're out, sell this rally, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. Quite to the opposite has it occurred. You guys know, we're on the brink right now of that sensationalism and pay attention guys, because it wasn't just a black and white, cut and dry, multiple times to our VIP in the past month plus, over the specific calls, or let's say past 2 months plus, over the specific calls that Morgan Stanley had made. I checked a bit of the past in terms of what was said here by Morgan Stanley shot callers. Guys, these are investment banks. These are wealth managers of a massive, massive scale. So to the extent that you are being fed one key line, hook line, sinker, oh, he got it right again. Oh, he got it right again. Oh, and you're being told, well, we just can't wait for you to get it right yet again. Just give yourself a little bit of reprieve is what I'm going to tell you. Be able to distinguish, because as we look back at those events, when I bring up to VIP in the back, specific details about, well, look what he said right here, because that's not being talked about by Bloomberg. And then look what it said over here. I'm not trying to run a fact-checked mission and dox anybody. If I have a level of respect for anyone's abilities in the market, it's going to be the Morgan Stanley. It just is. But what I don't want is things to be sensationalized so much that it's difficult to really participate in the market, or for you to participate in the market, or traders to participate in the market without a balanced view. And I don't want this situation to occur where, and especially because we've talked about Bloomberg, we discussed that. Now I've brought that up, let's say some of the a few inconsistencies in terms of what has been said, the level at which something is sensationalized by someone that's on Bloomberg with an opinion as to what the market will do or not. I just want you to take it with a grain of salt, almost as much of a grain of salt, and please listen. Almost as much of a grain of salt if you were to tune into a random YouTuber and you were to see and just say, well, it's hyped, it's going up. Pay as much attention to what Bloomberg is telling you, great, and almost categorize it there. We fashion Bloomberg to be a professional news source. Harvard Business School, literally the library in Harvard Business School is in the Bloomberg building. So it has that level of credibility. I just don't want that level of credibility destroyed. And the way that we make sure that we're operating well in the market is always to adhere to our technicals. You guys know that. So framework in your technicals. Always have a critical eye. And I've had that. You guys have noticed that in terms of Morgan Stanley. And why is that relevant right now? Because as we look at, let's just say, as we were to look at the S&P, let's just talk about it. The S&P, seller at 3,900 was Morgan Stanley, Bloomberg. And just understand this, as momentum, and what's up, Luke? Hope you're doing well. Luke, my man, what's going on? And Luke, you guys, you know this. I just want to make sure that we cover this. In terms of what Bloomberg is presenting us, always have that critical eye. BVIP, always the same way you would look at something else, almost the same, guys, because when we run into a situation of being told flat out after it being esteemed and built up that, with Morgan Stanley, The commentators literally got to the point that, well, just, everything you said is right. Everything you keep saying is right. In fact, everything you say is right, to the key shot caller of Morgan Stanley. All right. And they're a good outfit. All right. They are a solid outfit. They do their homework, guys, and they know how to do it technically in the market. They do their homework and they know how to do it at a very sophisticated level. I'll just say that. But as you would look at this, just understand that there is still a media machine. It's still Bloomberg. The commentators still get things wrong. You guys know this. So as we're on the breaking point as to whether or not Bitcoin's going to rally to the upside, whether or not the sentiment in the overall equity markets as it's been presented to you through Bloomberg or any news source or anything else in terms of recession or not, I want you guys just to apply your technicals. Just apply your technicals. New York Institute of Finance, in my opinion, is the number one to get us through issues like this. Heavy cash reserves, always, guys. Never an all-in. I have Venus. You guys know Venus, and Venus, shout out. Hope everything's going well. Venus loves to joke with me. Well, I'm just going all in. Right? It's one of the biggest jokes between me and Venus. She will say, well, yeah, London, I'm going all in. And you guys know it's not the VIP way to be. Why is that? Because as we look at this potential flag formation, we've got a bit of a complication here. Not bad though, as we look at this drop down to the level of support that we forecasted yesterday in terms of what would be ideal would be a bull flag, right? So within the context of Bloomberg, I wanted to just to bring up so we don't flat out forget, and guys, it's just important as we don't flat out forget the duty that we have even with Bloomberg. I don't want to say especially, certainly, especially with YouTube influencers, but with Bloomberg as well, make sure that you're not just absorbing the opinions, because I think it becomes even more dangerous to a degree, right? When you hear it on Bloomberg, when we hear it, and it's a better challenge. Okay, it's a better challenge. Let's just discuss through this. It's a better challenge when we hear a really sophisticated highline investor group, right, and management group such as Morgan Stanley, and we hear that yes, they've had a track record of success, even if it's couched a bit, if it's kind of an assistive reputation, right? Bloomberg's going to assist that reputation. They're going to disseminate the information. They need that star on their show who's always right. So that becomes a little bit, as you look at the editing in the background, we want Bloomberg to be accurate 100%, right? We don't want them to cover. We don't want them to shift ideas or to, only focus on part of what was said. We want the full story. But it's a better challenge, in my opinion, okay, for you to distinguish. And think of this. This is good. It's a better challenge. This defines VIP. Better challenge for you to distinguish within the technical framework of what's being discussed in a show or on a show like Bloomberg with Morgan Stanley. Yes, the level of input you're receiving from a Morgan Stanley shot caller, arguably the best in the game, one of the best in the game with the ethics built in and integrity. They're very good guys. So as you're receiving that, to be able to filter that, and as we as a group were to look at that and really apply a good filter, a sound filter, right? It's so much better of a challenge for this group and for you individually than saying, well, I'm going to apply my filter to the influencer market. No, guys, that's not much of a challenge, okay? Your better challenge, as we were to talk about this, and this rounds out this discussion, is being able to refilter and reapply what your technical A game and your strategy, if and to the extent up against, let's say, a key shot caller in the market that the number one financial news network, Bloomberg, right, is going to feature. So if you're going to have a discrepancy, if you're going to go through the filtration process, it's going to be with literally Harvard Business School. And guys, I have an old library card somewhere, okay, from Harvard Business School. It's in the Bloomberg building, all right? So Bloomberg, the Bloomberg building, Harvard Business School. You can't say these guys are a bunch of jokers that don't know what they're doing. They're very integrated in business. And so as we apply that though, and I give you a bit of commentary, okay, as I give you a bit of commentary on the Bloomberg situation with the Morgan Stanley shot collar and the fact that it was kind of propped, a little bit propped. And I'll just say propped or otherwise, I feel like that in terms of how things were presented. The fact that the market is going down. We're not a buyer into this rally. It's been difficult for the key shot caller to have made that call given this trajectory to the upside. We're still at about the level that he said, particularly on the S&P. Now, we pay more attention to the NASDAQ, but on the S&P, we're about at that threshold, 3,900. We've been up and over it a bit, so it's been a difficult thing for us to watch as we try, and I try and make sure that you always have the top line technicals, right? As you always have the ability to, it's just such a great challenge for the group, isn't it? As we look at you guys distilling the information and the ability for you to process and build the framework. What's up, Scotland? My man, what's up, what's up, what's up? 3 days in a row. Bless. What's up, Scotland? Bam, in the house. And Scotland, I assume you're watching Bloomberg enough as well. It's just a great discussion because who are we? We're VIP. And guys, in terms of this setup, everything else, we're building into, we have some odds and ends technically to still plug in. Probably another 3 weeks of transition. I don't want to say that. I would love everything to be done in 3 weeks. You guys know this building process has been a challenge, but we're doing it for you guys in 2023. We're doing it. We're going to take the market by storm. It's the bottom line, guys. It's the bottom line. And I literally mean this when I say it. Whether it's a bull market or a bear market, I want it to be your market. I want it to be our market. Bottom line. Like, that's why this business exists, period. Really, it does exist. So that whether it's a bull market or a bear market, it's your market, the next trade, the next direction, the next signal. That's what I want, guys. I don't want to be, well, I'm tooling in a California, convertible Ferrari, and that's my, let my wind, whatever, my hair blow in the whatever. Are you kidding me? No. I want to win, guys, just so that you know me. Okay? Yeah, okay. A little bit of fun and excitement on the side. Great. I tell people who like eye candy and this and that and houses and Ferraris. Guys, yeah, line it up. You want to, been there, done that, no problem. That's not my incentive. My incentive, my motive is for you guys to win. I want you to win, all right? And that's the bottom line as we look at the challenges in the market. Slow time moves, right? I know this can feel crippling, and the distraction as you look at Bitcoin, right? As you were to look at this, I know it feels like it's never going to move. I know it feels like there are 5 or 6 different patterns in play, right? And I know when you hear something on Bloomberg and you get into a situation and you're like, well, the guy who keeps getting it all right on Bloomberg, who is an executive, it's like I should at least be able to listen to him, right, on Bloomberg. We're plugged into Bloomberg all day long. If you come to headquarters, you're going to hear it all day long. So we pick up on the details. A lot of times we pick up on the details in terms of when they're slightly off, when they should tell a little bit more of the story. And then sometimes, let's give a little credit. Sometimes it may be, they might actually not have enough editing space on the program right now to tell the rest of that side of the story. Granted, we'll give them that leeway a bit because I do tell VIP to plug into Bloomberg, but I'm telling you this morning, the critical eye that you need to win is your eye. Bottom line, okay? And the better challenge for you to proceed is with input from real, dignified, classy, I'm going to say just, guys, creme de la creme level of investors, level of technicians, market technicians, such as Morgan Stanley, such as your JP Morgans, your BlackRocks, your et cetera, your Citadel Securities. We can complain about all of them, right? Well, they got this one wrong. They got that. We had a fun day the other day. As we look at this move to the upside, understand that this is a very interesting return. Let's just go through this. Let me clean up the charts a minute for you guys. I see that AJ Cooper is NJ Cooper is in the house again today. Nice to see you, NJ. We welcome you to join our group, brother. You found our channel for a reason. I'll tell you, most of the times that would be the case. You found our channel for a reason, all right? Let's look into this. As we were to look at this is not an easy discussion technically. You know this. Now, as I discussed this with any VIP, you guys know, former hedge fund owner, not financial advice. You guys go to your broker if you need it, okay? If you need it, teach them how to trade if they need it, okay? If they don't, if they needed it, I'm serious. Now, looking at this, look at the, let's say the 77-minute, the hourly, anything along those lines up in that realm. Look at the breach of top line resistance. Now, this is one of the most difficult patterns to really assess because is there a split of authority on this? I would say yes. All right. So again, that master filter, knowing, are you in a 50-50 split? Are you in a 50-50 split, a 45-55 split on probabilities? Most people will hear that, and I've discussed this, is the biggest problem for traders. The biggest problem that I see, guys, I work with a ton of traders, big ones, big ones, big ones, big hands, big hands. I mean, $1 million, $10 million, bam, big hands, boom, boom. Okay, so the biggest problem that I see with traders is the following, is the fact that when I say right now, if you're in a 45-55 split, okay, on a pattern, traders will agree with what I'm saying. They'll say, yeah, that's right, if you're in a 45-55. The problem is they don't have the reference directly to know if they're literally in a 45-55 split. They're going to agree, that's right, your probability, that's right. But they don't have the reference, they don't have the exact data to exactly know, am I specifically in a 45 to 55 level of probability? Period. So that's the biggest problem that I see. Traders nodding along and saying, yes, that's right. You need to be in a 60-40 probability, or you're in a 60-40, let's say, probability, or you're in, oh, you found a great trade at, a 72%. Wow, that's one we want. Yeah. Every trader is going to nod along. It's the biggest problem I see with traders because they don't have the frame of reference to know indeed the exact probability on this pattern is 70 calculated to percent. That is where all the information is. That's where all the decisions get made, guys, with that specific technical level of probability that's incorporated directly into the trade. I mean, you would show up at a table in Vegas or otherwise, listen up, and you would play the same hand just by gut instinct that you would of a 50-50 split versus an 84 or 85 probability of you winning. You're gonna get wiped out if you're gonna play a 50-50 split. We just kind of intuitively 50-50 split or a 55-45 split, the same as you would an 85% chance of you winning, you're gonna get wiped out. You guys know this, you're gonna get wiped out. So, but you'll have that same gambler, and it turns into gambling, guys, if you don't know your probabilities, if you don't know the exact data behind what you're looking at, it turns into a gamble where you're working on your intuition, you're working on what you just heard in the market, and it dovetails well with the discussion with Bloomberg. You guys get this, with the Bloomberg situation, being able to filter even the top of the game in terms of Morgan Stanley, the #1 market technicians. Yeah, big time. Big time. So as you would look at this, please understand there are sources to know exactly what percentage probability your long or your short is going to deliver and what, please listen, and what the optimal, literal optimal level of entry is. Okay? So there's an exact answer. It's not just a hunch. It's not a general premise. Oh yeah, trade in line with the probabilities. That's right. You're gonna get every trader. And guys, I deal with big-handed traders. Boom, big hands. Big multi-7-figure hands, guys, okay? And as you look at the answers, the nuance, where the profit is, it's in knowing exactly what the probability is. It's in knowing, guys, there's an answer. It's in knowing exactly where the key level of resistance to enter in or at above is, the precisely maximized ideal entry. Very important. These are important. It's not like, well, there's a bull flag. Well, great, let's invest. It's exactly where you want to invest, how you want to maximize your participation in the market. And I encourage you guys, because in 2023, there are answers to all this. You VIP, you know. Yeah, you know. Like very few groups know. A very sophisticated group here. Very excited to be trading with you guys. Excellent, excellent group. As we were to look at the trend line, difficult trend line, right? We talked about that trend line yesterday. the patterns in play. And guys, we'll spend some good time in the back today. You have all the information to answer these questions, but the split in opinion here, right? We know the split in opinion, right, between this. And now that doesn't mean there's not probabilities associated with it. If I say there's a split in opinion, but what you can legitimately do is better assess your participation given the specific probabilities that we're going to focus on in the bottom line. And if you guys have you say, well, London, that's fine, but I have a better way to do it. I don't focus on the probabilities. I throw at it when I feel like throwing at it. That's a dangerous game to play, guys. So we're always going to be focused in on the probabilities. This line is top line of resistance. Let me go ahead and change the color so we can kind of see where we're at. Solana had a great move. Shout out to Venus, who brought that to my attention. We discussed Solana. And I'm not sure if I brought that move to her, just in casual passing. I think we've been talking about Solana a lot in the back, but I'm going to talk about why it was an interesting move. Tesla, wow, we're going to look at Tesla here in a minute. And I want this setup, I just want to let you guys know, we want the setup where there's no lags. We want the setup where there is just everything is just working like greased lightning. Bam, we got equities up, stocks up, we got the crypto's up. We'll get there. Incoming. I'm going to say 2023. Incoming, guys. Just a little bit of build out. And you guys have to understand, it's one thing to point to this and say, hey, we got pro level, everything in the back. We got 15 screens wide. Important, why? Because I can look at every time frame, guys, every time frame in the back. I'm not going to miss a pattern. That's very important, guys. Very, very important. As you would talk about that, why would you need so many monitors or that level? Why would that be considered like pro or not pro? It is just a professional approach with a professional company to harness all the information that we can. That's it. The same company builds literal display programs for nuclear affiliated missile construction companies. I'm just going to tell you, aside from we would say just, bare bones investment bankers and traders, they literally build display programs also for Bill Gates himself, okay, the inventor of Microsoft and essentially the computer, etc. So, this stuff, it's in the office of like NASA also. NASA or Lockheed Martin, aside from all the financial institutions it's data. It's more information on the market. So when I say, we got a pro setup, I just want you guys to appreciate we're not joking around here. I want to bring you guys every advantage that we can in 2023. Let's see. No lags in the stream. That's nice to hear. That's really nice to hear. I made a change on one of the settings here, so hopefully we have no lags. That's great. Thank you, Venus. I appreciate that. Now, in terms of looking at the procedure here, what we're looking at, if we want to diagnose, I'm really tempted to get into Tesla for a second. I just am, guys. I'm tempted to get into Tesla for a second because I love to see that drop. All right, just love to see that drop in line with that target that we came with to the upside. That's a nice drop. Way to go. Way to go if anybody. I don't know if anybody would have hammered into. And what do we have here? Just to look at it. Now, we're going to look at patterns here. That's all we're going to look at is patterns. You guys know that. We're going to look at patterns along with some probabilities, right? We're going to follow New York Institute of Finance, bottom line. If you guys want to test out anything, New York Institute of Finance or otherwise, you guys do that and you report back to me, all right? And you follow their money management principles in the back. Let's just do a quick, real quick, let's just say carry up of this to this. I won't do the Fibonacci's. I'm just going to stack, boom, boom, on Tesla. Amplitude carry up, boom, okay? That was what we projected in the back. It's nice to see a big hit down. Although I'll tell you, Tesla there's enough. Guys, that's a quick trick. If you're working on your charts, you need to control copy, control paste, okay? Function, just like you're working in Microsoft Word, etc. Okay? You need that function available. Just control, copy, whatever you just drew out. You need that amplitude, move, carry up, and boom. All right? Just make sure that you have that at your disposal. Nice hit from that top. Anybody who shorted in BIP, boom, nice job. That's a 4.5% move. Sweet move. So we're at a critical point in terms of the overall equities, the markets, and I want you guys settle into the next pattern, right? As I talked about yesterday, have you been chewed up in this zone here, right? Have you lost in this zone? What have you been your criteria for buying versus selling, right? Have you been buying lower? Bottom line, have you been buying lower? If you have been buying lower as the drops have occurred in Bitcoin, have you been, guys, if you've been buying lower, you're not all in, right? Biggest joke between me and VIP. I'll just say me and VIP is everybody's going all in right now. You have to be able to cover your upside exposure and have a strategy. You have to be able to have that strategy, guys, in terms of sometimes if you're on spot, okay? Spot versus leverage trading. You guys get the details, the nuances, but you have to be able to cover your upside position if you are long. This is not a game to not be able to cover your upside levels of exposure. How would we do it? We do it, I'm going to go in with QKD, with our fire and ice. What paid yesterday? A direct hit down to, and we're about to come back in contact with our specific 4 hourly. Look at the 4 hourly. You guys hear me talk about it all the time. It was a direct hit on our 4 hourly pickup line. It's just for VIP. It is an exclusive indicator and it rocks and rolls, guys. But you had a 1.93% move from our hit on the 4 hourly. Guys, that's money, literal money. Congratulations. Let me have a sip of coffee very quickly if you wouldn't mind. And thank you for that. I appreciate it. My coffee gets cold. That's not a good thing, guys. My coffee gets cold. I need a coffee warmer, something. So as we would look at that, is a beautiful hit on the 4 hourly. All right. If you just took a bite at that and it was 1.83, that's over an opportunity to double your money. You guys know that. Right at close to 2%, guys. That one's measured out at, yeah, it is. It's close, guys. It's close to a 2% move from that 4 hourly buy line. How did all this mess start? To the upside here, 4 hourly buy line. Okay, after that 4 hourly buy line, we had some, let me clean the chart up a little bit, but we had that 4 hourly entry buy line hit multiple times precedingly. We would like to see a level like this reinforced along with, pay attention, we'd like to see a level like this reinforced by buyers along with, let's say, some positive dynamics in terms of the expectations, those specific probabilities that we would be talking about. Let's see what we got. No buffering on that side. Good. I'm glad to hear that because I made a change in the settings. I think that may have, I had something at sub quality. It's beyond sub quality. It's max quality now. So hopefully that will interact very well. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Thank you, VIP. And boom, 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 boom. And I want to let you guys know, we looked at some new headquarters yesterday. Man, and it's important, I got to tell you guys, it's important for us because we'd like you guys to visit headquarters, right? So we looked at some new headquarters yesterday. There are a lot of options, and it's just like, there's no perfect option, right? Thus far, we haven't found something to say, that is perfect. It's been close, but everything has a bit of a compromise. So as we're looking at the different features, it's going to be a longer term solution. You guys know we bounced around a little bit in terms of HQ. This one is beautiful. I'm looking right at the ocean right now. I'm looking right at the ocean this direction. We don't have a camera set up there quite yet. We're flipping cameras around too. It's just a lot of technology in the back, guys. You got to know when we're dealing with these companies that deal with like Lockheed, everything from the investment bankers and I don't mention names. I don't want to affiliate with an investment banker or a specific other trade group. I don't want to do that. But so that's why I bring up like a Lockheed Martin or a NASA or something else like that. All right. Because when we look at the technical setup, I don't want to say, well, for instance, well, we're running the same systems as BlackRock. I don't want to, whatever it would be, I don't want to do that. And just catch me from doing that if we do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have a BlackRock system behind me. I want to have a VIP system behind me. But I tell you, we're integrated into the company that is delivering monitor systems and data deliveries, okay, the Stratosphere, Elites, etc. Let's just say the monitor systems for Lockheed Martin or Raytheon missile control program systems where literally the visuals matter, right? They're hitting a target on, you guys get that, right? I bring up a missile control program company or system or absolutely, guys. The actual visuals matter. Life and death style situation. So aside from what they're doing and trading, the company that we work with, etc., we are glad to be working with the display companies for your benefit. Now, the biggest threat to freedom, as I would bring it up, you guys love this one, huh? The biggest threat to freedom, here we go again, is the following. Pay attention, guys. I always say that because it's funny. The biggest threat to freedom for the bulls to move up in the market is what, guys? I just think it's funny because there is so much. There is so much good stuff out there of Bitcoin and crypto literally saving the planet. So we get into superhero mode and we do say, guys, we have to, that's the biggest threat to freedom for the bulls to move up in the market, right? It's just funny. So as we would, you guys get that. We get to have some fun, right? And a great discussion earlier this morning, if you guys missed that, in terms of Bloomberg, in terms of Morgan Stanley, the key highlighted shot collar that they have really focused on, right? Just, it was a good talk, guys. I want you to as heavily critique the Morgan Stanleys of this world as you do, and it's a much better challenge for you to critique them as you would any other just quote unquote standardized influencer you would run along. Give yourself some credit. Start critiquing the Morgan Stanleys of this world. Start critiquing the BlackRocks and the JP Morgans of this world, right? Maybe not the Schwabs and the Price Waterhouse Coopers and the nah, maybe not those guys, huh? But anyway, if you so choose to, go ahead. The TD Ameritrades, you guys, I want you to be good. All right, I want you to be really good. When I bring up Morgan Stanley, I want you to be good. If you can run circles around with Morgan Stanley's chief market technicians and shot callers, guys, that's a good deal. That's what I want you guys to be able to do. And the common influencer, the Schwab, the TD Ameritrades, the whoever else, guys. What do we got going on? And want to shout out to what do we got going on? Shout out to AJ Cooper. Shout out to what do we got? CMDR. What's going on? Hello to you. We have a trade group. This is London. We love to trade, brother. We beat the market. That is our key function here. And we've been talking quite a bit. It'd be a great stream for you to review a bit of this morning to get to know who we are. And we're always looking for traders who want to beat the market is the bottom line. You guys know that. We got some big advertising campaigns, some big additional incoming 2023. Really excited. Let me just say this for the VIP, and I mean this legitimately. I'm excited about the fact that you guys have been with VIP thus far. Okay, I'm excited you've been with VIP thus far. We have, some interesting stuff, guys. Very interesting stuff coming in the pipeline 2023. All I'm going to say, we already have some extremely interesting, I just don't want to say, we have perks. I don't want to sell it like that. Some of this information is critical, okay, in terms of participation in the market. It's the right place to be. I know that, or else I wouldn't be here. Period. I tell you guys, I got a official offer from Morgan Stanley. I would not be here, guys, overall in general, in this trade group with you guys, trading with you guys, unless I really, it's what we're doing. It's exciting. I like this group. Guys, I'm a member of the group too. I'm VIP with you guys. It's quote unquote my group, whatever, guys. I want to shout out to Venus, #1 contributor, and we're building. We've been building as of last year, but guys, in a way, we're all building. We're building the #1 trade group, and that's something we don't make an apology for. So what the bulls are doing right now on a key level, as we talked about yesterday, let's talk a little bit of there you go. Commanders, there you go. Commander, we got a commander in the house, possibly. Welcome. We got some good stories about some old commanders. I studied strategic military intelligence. So if you're, interesting, a little military talk. We're always happy to have a little bit of military talk around here. Now, in terms of the, and I just saw that tweet now, that post here. What's going to happen is the following. We have a dynamic ability here. Let's say a dynamic opportunity. Yesterday, what did we talk about? What's changed since yesterday? It's like, don't change your story, right? London, don't change your story. Well, let's do this. What changed since yesterday? A little bit of a nuance here. We were prepared for a drop down in price. You guys know we showed the specific bull flag yesterday, right? We talked about not being overexposed, etc. Now, as we were to talk about the build out of the flag feature, the flag patterning, what happened since yesterday was a flat bottom support hit. We had the opportunity to go down to this level of support. We didn't quite get there, all right? We interrupted at our specific buy line on the 4 hourly, okay? Our 4 hourly automatic buy line. Bam, you see that green diamond? That paid 2%. Yesterday, that specific move paid 2%. That was the pickup. It was at an equivalent preceding level of support. So that diamond fired off for our VIP. In terms of the level of support, flat bottom support, that's what was established. How does that complicate things? It complicates things because now, instead of just a clear picture that we were looking at, trying to formulate a flag formation, And let me bring this. I want to see if I can enhance this this image on the right just a bit here. There we go. Instead of, and let's just do that. There we go. That's nice. Instead of just having a clean drop down to, and it's a bit of a surprise, but nothing that we cannot deal with as traders are picking up on that specific green byline that fired once already, right? Let me grab one more cup of coffee if you guys don't mind. I have a backup cup of coffee. Came a bit prepared today. There we go. That is nice. Pardon me. Thank you for allowing me to have a cup of coffee, guys. Thank you for the sip of coffee. Now, in terms of level of resistance, level of support, what's complicated is now we're flashing a descending triangulation. Now, optimally, I'm just going to tell you optimally, aside with, and guys, just understand the reference I'm giving you here. The reference that I'm giving you here is based upon our trading, based upon VIP, the way that we have seen these patterns play out immediately. I'm going to tell you, immediately when we see a descending triangle, VIP, what do we want? I'm going to tell you, everyone in VIP knows this, guys. All of our traders know this. We really would like, and there we go. Thanks, Scotland in the house. Scotland saying join VIP and crush the market. Yeah, we have a 100 rounds trading program, and we'll get through a lot in 2023. We've got a lot more than 100 rounds. It's gonna be a lot of fun, guys. A lot of fun, a lot of rollout. Now, when we see a descending triangulation, I promise you that the top traders in the market are already doing this, already measuring to the downside, already wanting to participate. Pay attention, okay? To participate underneath the specific descending triangulation. All right, swing trades, internal opportunity to surprise market. Enter in again where you just may have doubled or tripled money here. Bam, you got almost a 2% move. You almost tripled your money, doubled your money, right? Really a triple here. Boom, double, triple. You guys, depending on your leverage, which exchange you're on, 100, 125x, or spot it. Spot trade that sucker, get a 2% move. Yes, VIP. That's fine, guys. That's fine. We've smashed through some of the walls in terms of leverage trading. What is it? Leverage trading is haunted. Guys, it's not taboo if you know what it means. More leverage means lower capital requirements. Bottom line, if you follow that rule, it can be extraordinarily attractive to leverage trade. Higher leverage, lower capital requirements. Just remember that. Higher leverage, lower capital requirements. Bottom line, guys. So the reason that we look at this in terms of the descending triangulation is what? Okay. We have had a phenomenal, and I'm just going to draw this out. And I almost do this, and VIP know, we're going to draw something out. If and when we draw something out, it becomes less likely to occur. Bitcoin doesn't like to be told what to do. You guys know this. Very rarely does she like to be told what to do. But pay attention. When we have this bottom line flat support, and let's say we were to traject, now we have the catch potential on the flag still with this parallel carry down from resistance to support. So likely an optimal, let's just say optimal would be something, bam, like that. All right, that would be really optimal. Again, I would encourage you all to please view this on a big screen TV to the extent that you can. Just when we're dealing with technicals, etc., I like to see you guys on a big screen TV. I say that continually, and it really does make a difference when you're looking at technicals. Now, the framework of the descending triangulation, let's say that's option number one, the flag componentry. Option number one, be prepared to trade the flag. I'm looking at the 5-minute representation on the right side of the screen here. Let me move this over. You guys can see the 5-minute. Let me clean up this chart on the right-hand side. It's a go-getter, guys. This is a go-getter of a chart pattern, and you guys will just see. You see the 5-minute. It's a nice flag formation. So we haven't abandoned that flag formation at all. You guys see that on the right-hand side? You can see that clearly. Huh? Big time move to the upside. Downward sloping channel. You see that on that right-hand screen there. That's a nice flag forming. Market's excited about that. The only thing that's really changed since yesterday is this flat bottom support. So just be aware of this. Be aware of the fact that traders right now have stacked orders in below that flag, right? The flag is going to have a tap out potential in this zone somewhere, right? And there's going to be a maximized specific target to the downside on the descending triangulation. There's going to be a maximized 100%, right here, bam, meaning 100% of the amplitude carried down, bam, to target at 21,173. You guys measure that, okay? 21, you measure it, guys. 21, do it on your desktop, please. Some of these are quick draw, but it's gonna be 21, thereabouts, okay? 21,000, 2,100 thereabout. So as we would look at this and remember, anytime that we have a descending triangulation, probabilities, etc., probabilities would include the fact of the following, guys. The Fibonacci extension, when we're looking at 100% completion to the downside, we know the specific probabilities, the exact probabilities over the last 4 decades, how many of these patterns have gone instead to a 50% here? Were we to traject down to a 50% completion instead of the full 100% completion? If this looks complicated to you, I'm telling you it's not complicated. You can sit down with a chalkboard with me or anybody or yourself and draw it out and figure out, what does a 50% completion mean? It just means that you're completing 50% of this to the downside of the amplitude. It's a fractional, guys, it's a fractional approach, but you're looking at the primary fraction would be 50%. Relevance, meaning there is a percentage probability, listen up, that dealer's gonna throw you that ace when you have the ace when you have that face card. Blackjack, yes, there's a percentage probability of that occurring, right? So there's a percentage probability of that 50% hit to the downside instead of the less likely 100% completion to the downside. That 50% is more highly probable. More highly probable. Now, we put into context, and guys, it is a fact. It's a fact. You guys check your facts with Bolkowski, Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns. Check your facts with New York Institute of Finance, where Wall Street traders go to school. Go to the New York Institute of Finance. I should start saying, don't listen to me. Go to the New York Institute of Finance. I should tell that to everybody. I may start telling that to everybody in 2023. You guys stop listening to us. You go on to the New York Institute of Finance. Maybe we'll start recruiting for them or something. But that's where pro traders go to school. You can get a certification procedure with blockchain, etc. from them. Go have fun with them. I don't want you guys to hold us accountable for, and you won't, because we are full of liability disclaimers. But when I say something like this, that there's a higher probability of hitting the 50%, you need to understand we're still in a pattern formation here to the upside. You need to understand the details. What did Solana just do? We get to bring it up. Well, what did Solana just do, guys? As you look at the flag structure that Solana has built out, its front run Bitcoin moved to the upside downward sloping channel. And what did it do? It hit along support and it did a nice job, guys, of breaching the number one pattern. Number one pattern in the market is what? You're going to say bull flag. You're going to say, I'm going to tell you guys, you're going to say bull flag. You're going to say ascending triangle. You're going to say bear flag. You're going to, all of the most popular ones. You're not going to say this one. You're not going to say this one, guys. You're not. All right? Because you're not probably inundated, unless you're VIP. You're not inundated yet with that being the number one pattern. What are you talking about? The number one pattern. That is not. You're going to immediately say, that is not the number one pattern. Oh, okay. Well, if you read the data material sets for the last 40 plus years in the markets, you're going to see that that's the number one performing pattern. That right here is the number one performing pattern. Okay, in terms of likelihood of breakout to the upside, 72%. Diamond patterns have a slightly higher probability. Guys, I'm very interested in whether or not the dealer is going to throw us an ace on top of a face card. When I'm at the tables, I want to know exactly the probability of that. So when I say this is the number one producing pattern here, it's based on the last 40 plus years of market research. Now, what's the best area? Now, you have to know how to trade these. Every time I bring these up, I say you have to know how to trade these, and trade 100 of them, trade 400 of them, trade 500 of them. Learn how they bust around. Learn their traps. Learn where you don't get a breakout. And this was critical on Solana because you got to breach through the level of support. Absolutely you did. Where's the best place to pick up a pattern like this per the authorities? bam, bam, on the breach of support. So if you're just operating on support and you're not prepared for this, we call these bell formations, guys, because they look like bells. We rock the bells in the back. VIP, you know we rock the bells. But look at this. On the breach of support, shout out to Venus. We talked about this trade last night. Certain she couldn't stay away from this trade. But the ideal area of entry would be right here on the breach of support. That's not my idea. That's not me saying so. That's the foremost authority on all the market data telling guys, whoever will pay attention, that this is the optimal entry zone. Down below support, if you can get it, all right? Based upon the last 40 plus years of market information. You have to not really want the answer to hear something like that for not to resound with you. You have to really, and I can only imagine, guys, some people just want the quick and easy answer. They don't want the real answer. That's the real answer right there, right? The right answer is not always the popular answer. In fact, it may rarely be the popular answer, right? So we know what this is. We're happy. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me to trade a bull flag? One of the most exciting patterns, right? Just absolutely bull flag. Let's roll, right? It has that, as they would say, the animal spirits power behind it. I get a laugh out of that with Bloomberg. It's like, well, these commanding element, what are they? Animal spirits in the markets. Some people talk about that like it should be defashioned from bull and bear. Like, yeah, have some fun with it, but just understand bull flags are awesome. Ascending triangles in the right environment are great. Bull pennants are amazing, right? Bull pennants, a nice bull pennant, there's nothing like it when you trade. And I understand your preference for a bull flag. I understand your preference for a bull pennant, the power, the momentum, just the volatility. Sure, volatility is great, but when you look at this on Solana, it exemplifies what can make some cash in the markets based on 40 years. 40 years, guys. Not my opinion. Go check the opinions with Bolkowski, New York Institute of Finance. You guys go check those. So looking at that and compare it with Elliott Wave International, guys, it's not an academic discussion. We rock these things so much in the back. You guys know that's the key entry level here. Bam, bam. Now let's look at what Bitcoin did. That's what Solana did. Solana's been very compliant, and it looks like it has front run Bitcoin. Very important. When I say front run, what do I mean? When I say front run, I mean that it has already fleshed out a bull flag. Bam, moved to the upside, downward sloping channel, and it hit up to the top line resistance again. Let's do this. And we got this. This is a difficult spot for the market right now. Let's pay attention to this. Difficult spot for the market right now. Solana is but an example of a master line of support, master trend line support that has been breached along the top. Solana is but an example, a mere single example of such, okay? Now, and pay attention, guys, that bell rocked, but as you look at your level of support, this master line of support along this trajectory to the upside, and Solana has been a great coin to trade. A lot of power, right? A lot of power and a pretty cool technology. You guys have to admit, in the context of crypto, a pretty cool technology, right? Pretty cool technology. And let's go into this. Let me go ahead and put this in for Venus. Put some champ trophies for you, Venus. And in terms of Solana, though, look at that master line of support that has been breached. Boom, 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 bam. Wow, we gotta be careful of that, right? We have to be careful. The market is immediately assessing this bull flag across the top for participation, for a measured degree of participation. When you look at your exposure levels, measured degree of participation is a great word. It's a great thing to discuss. Just not all in, guys. We want you to trade for a while. Most traders, and you guys need to know this, most traders who decide to go all in, what are they really deciding? Huh? You guys know this. If a trader decides to go all in, most likely they have something else in life to go do. There's something else they might like better. Something else they say, I don't need to be disciplined, forget about it. I'll lose this money and I'll go do whatever else it is in life, right? Maybe I got a bad ex-girlfriend I want to go spend some time with. Not me, but in general, right? Now I'm going to go wash myself out of the market. So understand that hype mentality, the traders who really appreciate trading and the discipline involved. Now we've got a little bit of this going on here, guys, in terms of this pattern formation along with, and just appreciate the pattern constructs, potential descending, macro descending, falling wedge, as we would look at the parameter here of this master trend line that has been broken. It's not an ideal position for the bulls to say we're still in a position of strength, right? People will start to assess underlying, pay attention, please, VIP to this, please pay attention, okay? Bulls will begin to start to assess underlying entries on moving averages to include the 20 moving average on the Bollinger Band. You see the crossover, boom, up to top level resistance, which would be top target, which would be top level Bollinger Band on the hourly. So when I say that the master line of support has been compromised, what begins to occur? What begins to occur is bulls will walk up different levels, higher time frames in terms of 20 moving averages. This is our specific VIP trader Bollinger Band tool. You see, I've walked up to the daily. I went from the hourly to 4 hourly, 8 hourly, and daily. Now I'm assessing the specific participation of the market potentially at or below the 20 moving average. So that is one of the features. Yes, you can get a surprise hitch here, no problem. That bull flag micro is still in play. This is when you start looking at a measured level of participation, right? A measured level of participation in terms of not being overexposed or quote unquote all in the market. And it's on the micro. Again, let's rewind what just played very well on Solana with the number one pattern. So as you start to regress into the mindset, it's just like we just went somewhere where you were challenged a bit in terms of a measured level of participation in the market. It's a tendency of the market participants, the traders, to say at that point, oh, there's no answer. It's too complicated. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to structure my capital appropriately, etc. Right? That's a normal tendency of participants to back away from trades when it involves more of their. And guys, in addition, I refer you for, and this is an important statement, I refer you to New York Institute of Finance, Murphy, Technical Analysis of the Financial Markets, in terms of when I say follow their money management guidelines, okay? When I say that, follow that in every other formal authority that you need to in terms of you managing your finances, okay? That's not what this place is all about. People have turned it into that, okay? As of some, I'm going to tell you, some people have turned it into that in the past. We don't do that. Some people have been extremely successful doing that in the past. You guys know some names around at VIP who've literally made gangbuster amounts of cash. Don't do that. You follow your path to financial freedom in terms of your broker, your financial advice, all that other stuff. You guys go do all that, okay? Not just New York Institute of Finance. Follow all the rest of it that you should, okay? We trade. Bottom line, no apology, no regret, and no financial advice. Now, in terms of this, it's almost like they did a disservice. Some people showed up last year and really heavily charged into the market and made this their financial what would you their combine, huh? A little military terminology. Their financial combine. It's like they're gonna create a couple $2 billion for my family this year in VIP. It's like, well, okay, we can do that maybe, but it's like I gotta we got 15 lawyers on standby to sign off on liability. It's like, what am I supposed to do with these people, right? And they did extremely well, but you guys be careful, okay? Be careful out there. Follow everything you should. Now, a little bit of humor to get us back on track, because we went where? Where did we go? Where did we go here? We just went through the discussion and framework of needing to be a bit measured in terms of your participation in the market. Forget Solana, okay? It's a discussion about Bitcoin. It's a discussion about Tesla, a discussion about Apple, guys, anything, Matic, Ethereum, Doge, ADA, anything, okay? Microsoft or Tesla or Taiwan Semiconductor Company. It's a discussion about everything. When you're challenged to have to make decisions about your amount of financial participation in something, what I see from traders a lot is that's when you start backing off. And instead of making a right decision, you just kind of want to make an easy, lazy decision, or you don't want to necessarily take that challenge when things become a little bit complicated. The traders that do get involved in that next level complication, and this is a good synergy with the entirety of the conversation this morning about Bloomberg. And who's on the cut sheet right now? Bloomberg is doing their their programming, and we listen to Bloomberg all the time. I've got this station here for Bloomberg. But who's on the cut sheet for Bloomberg? Morgan Stanley key shot caller, right? Yeah, who is telling everybody to fade this equity pump. You guys got it. So as we look at a bit of a level of complications, I stepped up into, let's say, the daily on, and this could be any chart, X, Y, or Z. We look at Solana. If you didn't participate in Solana, it was a heck of a mover, guys. We had that one call below, a 45% move. It was nice, very nice. As we would look at let's dig into what do I want here? I want our Bollinger Band. There we go. Looking at that 20 moving average here, right? Participation at or below. The bottom line is this. Are you prepared in the market to operate at a lower level? Okay? Is getting you there, and pay attention to this, as you would look at Solana as an example, the 20 moving average on the Bollinger Band. If you don't know Bollinger Band tactics, you're not VIP, but you can. Very quickly, it's not rocket science. You need to know it. Bottom line, in my opinion, you need to know it. As you were to look at participation at this green line, which is that 2020, it's going to be a 20-day moving average on this Bollinger Band, are you prepared to operate here on every one of your coins? And ask yourself this question this morning. Are you prepared to operate with exposure to the upside? If you get a nice, and Solana is great because it front ran Bitcoin. So we're going to discuss it right now because it did front run Bitcoin. Okay, it's already built out that flag that we wanted on Bitcoin along the top here, right? So it's a very apropos discussion. But are you prepared to do the following? To trade the bull flag to the upside. Let's say if Bitcoin rounds out and does what Solana front ran, and front ran because it already established a bull flag. We're waiting for Bitcoin to potentially do that. But this is the perfect question for VIP. Are you prepared to operate here? Okay? And are you prepared to still operate here? This is on the daily, guys. And I'm gonna ask you one question. Would your ability to participate in the market over the next 2 to 3 months or 2 to 3 weeks or 2 to 3 days after participation here at this lower level or here at this lower level, would your ability to participate in the market, boom, be compromised? If you were allowed, if you were offered the opportunity to participate here at the lower level, if you're offered the opportunity to participate at the lower level, would your ability to participate in the market over the next 2 to 3 months, 2 to 3 weeks, or 2 to 3 days after reaching this point, would it be affected? Okay? And now you're starting to get the right type of attitude. That's right, because the traders who are successful, guys, are the ones that are looking forward to participating at a lower level. They're looking forward here to participating at a lower level. Every time we can get it, we're looking forward to that. So it's not a standoff comment if we were to look at a complication. It's an opportunity, right? We've breached a level of support here. There is a complication because we have a top side bull flag, right? But don't let your benefits in the market, your positives in the market, guys, what the market is offering you, a potential move to this bottom line support, right? If we were to look at this, let me get on the hourly, I think it's a good compressed time frame. If we were to look at the potential opportunity, and this is where you fall into the equation. How are you running your trades, right? Is it that, is it the opportunity shown here to potentially operate at a lower level of support while you would assess or not your level of capital participation on Solana or Bitcoin or anything? I use Solana because it front ran Bitcoin. Solana filled out a bull flag across the top. So it's a more interesting technical discussion for us. Has nothing to do with Solana. I'm not a huge fan of Solana. Like, the actual technology is nice and interesting for the realm of crypto. It's a developed product, has tons of flaws in it. You guys know. How many hacks were there or stoppages or interruptions, blockages on Solana last year? Quite a few. You guys know that it was shut down again. Well, it's not perfect, guys. It's not about Solana. It's just about the technical demonstrated to us, the front run of Solana having moved to the upside downward sloping channel, expressed a bull flag already, right? So if we do the bull flag here on Bitcoin, we'll have some of the same considerations, and we do have some of the same considerations with the specific, I'd say, development since yesterday, which is that flat bottom support. We didn't have that hit yesterday. And again, what is that hit into? The hit is into our fire and ice indicator on the 4-hourly, paid like 80. Guys, it's beautifully well done. Boom. We have a bit of a complication on Bitcoin here and there, but we're always ready to deal with it. And I want you guys, because this is the bottom line, okay? As you trade, and I'm going to take all the charts off. You guys know the patterns. You heard this morning about the shot call and Bloomberg. One more sip of coffee for me, then I want to talk to you guys. Sun has risen here in California. What's up? Thank you for the sip of coffee. Now, as you were to dig into the details, the bottom line is this. Morgan Stanley can be right or wrong. The key shot caller in New York can be right or wrong. The bottom line is if you're prepared to participate at a lower level in the market, okay, and trade your bullish patterns to the upside with max probabilities. But if you're prepared to operate at lower levels in the market, heavy cash reserves, bam, right? And lower than that, heavy cash reserves, bam, into the market, right? Gauge your level of participation and make sure the following. What I don't want to happen, and this is very apropos as we're looking at the right hand, look at the right side of your screen. That bull flag, that's a nice bull flag, guys. Don't, this is not a, run for the hills, the bears are here. Yeah, we're not running for the hills, for the bears. To be here or not, guys, but move to the upside downward sloping channel. We're in a beautiful pattern, but I just want to encourage you. The market loves to surprise. So we're going to trade this. We're going to trade a bull flag. We see it. We understand a compromise with a flat bottom support set, potential for additional value. We'd love to pull a blackjack on this. You guys know in VIP, it's a blackjack move. Flat bottom, double bottom support. We want a single pass through and boom to the upside. That 2-1 would be double bottom. The 2. The 1, single pass through and bam to the upside. Those blackjacks, Bitcoin loves them. Okay, Bitcoin loves them. The market participants who trade Bitcoin a lot are watching them right now, watching that heavily with order stacked below. So just understand, as you would endeavor to gauge your level of participation, what's going to be happening, guys? What's going to be happening is when you're getting scared and thrown out of the markets, potentially with a drop, it's going right into the hands of traders who are prepared to operate at those levels, right? So I don't want you guys, because you're VIP, you're in my trade group, I'm in your trade group. We are approaching this market with some power, guys, in terms of ability to trade. We have $1 million champs in our genes, okay? In our reputation in history, $1 million trade champions, okay? Those champions didn't become champions by becoming overexposed here. And if there is a drop to here, well, you're just going to cut and run. Guys, we want the sustainability in you as a trader. We want the sustainability of you as a trader. So while we joke about, well, it's a great opportunity for all in, while there is a period of, let's say, indecision in terms of whether or not there's a recession in the market, be prepared for downside price action. Bravo. And look forward to it with your levels of participation currently structuring things. What I'm going to say, and you guys review everything, including your broker's financial advice. Not anything we say here, guys. But what I'm going to say is this. Be prepared to operate at the lower levels and view it as an opportunity, right? Please view it as an opportunity. The worst thing I see is traders who get overexposed and they can't trade for the next 2-3 weeks. They can't trade for the next 2-3 months or sometimes years, guys. That's not what we're all about. We're about measured levels of participation, looking forward to drops if we can get them. And I'll bring this up this left-hand side of the screen, guys. You see that nice, and we're just, this Bitcoin loves to put traders in this position. Let me move this chart off the screen here for a minute. We'll work on all this. Look at this. There we go. This is all this stuff. I don't know how all this stuff gets here. It is what it is. Whatever this stuff is, it is what it is. Look, now this descending triangle. This is what Bitcoin loves to do. She loves to do this, guys. Bitcoin loves to show you a descending triangle, competing patterns. You guys got this right. And some people are like, well, we're streaming a long time. You got it right. We may stream more than this. We're working on, this is the big news. You guys want to hear some big news? Yeah, let's hear some big news, guys. This is going to be cool stuff. We are working on, this is cool, we're working on video integration as we speak. Literally, I know you guys keep hearing about this website and you're like, oh gosh, okay, fine. But guys, we're integrating video communications into our website for our traders. Yes, yes, yes. Screen share. Yes, You won't have to go to Discord. You won't have to go to some shisty, weird environment with the online criminal, cartel or what organized criminal routes. You won't have to do that. Guys, it's gonna be nice. We're gonna have the video integration. We're working on it. It's gonna be, we think Amazon Chime. It's called Amazon Chime. We're gonna be building that in for our traders. What's up? That is so cool. That is so cool. That's awesome, guys. Congratulations. So we're gonna have more video than just, because you guys, we trade. Some of you guys are up all day long, all night long. You trade. You want that next trade. It's what you do. Hey, it's what we do, guys. We like it. All right, so looking at what Bitcoin loves to do, bam, bam, all right? Bulls loving the 5-minute, move to the upside, downward sloping channel. Yes, bullish pattern in play, right? However, on the hourly, on the candle wicks, this is Bitcoin, right? She should be sued. As you guys look, flat bottom support, bam. And we have that notion on the 5-minute as well, to be fair. But what's being projected is this specific bottom line support carry down, which you see clearly on that right-hand side. And if you guys get onto a bigger screen TV, it'll help you guys see what I'm looking at on my screens. And we're gonna set up also, just so that you guys know, we'll have a turnaround studio station at some point to where you can actually see specific time frame charts. We have all that incoming, all of that being planned. As we would look at this, just understand, and let's go into this is where Bitcoin thrives. She thrives on getting you to take a position in line with a specific pattern that she's showing you. You guys see that on the specific left side of your screen. You see this, right? Bam, bam. You see she thrives on getting you, this is Bitcoin, and not just Bitcoin, guys. The split decision here. The market thrives on getting traders to become overexposed and committed to a specific pattern, i.e. this descending triangle, which is it's screaming at you right now on the candle wicks. And then it also is going to turn around and it's going to so enjoy the bull flag, right? Extremely bearish pattern, extremely bullish pattern. It's gonna do this to you. This is why a measured approach, and guys, this is why 100 rounds becomes very instrumental, because 100 rounds is going to do the following. When we talk about it, that's our training program, guys. When we talk about the specific, let's say this, the specific 100 rounds, digging into lower time frames, okay, what it's gonna give you is exposure, max exposure to pattern trading, guys, and on the fly at the lower time frames in a way that you're gonna get consistent to booking 4 or 5 positive trades in a row. So you'll be able to work through these, and you say, well, how are we gonna work through this one? On the lower time frames. Bottom line, on the lower time frames. What's being watched right now in the 5-minute, I just tell you guys, what's being watched right now in the 5-minute would be a potential for a bear flag, an internal bear flag. Let's take a look at that on the right-hand side. Can you see that internal bear flag on the right-hand side? Bit of a potential here. It's not developed fully yet, but you see that channel to the upside. Bam. A few of them have traded. This one at the top we caught in the back yesterday. I won't always screen bear flag. There's a bear flag. We won't always do that. This was a bear flag moment yesterday in the back. Let me bring this chart over here. Let's look at this on the larger screen so you guys can see this. And yeah, guys, I'm excited about that video integration in terms of VIP. What's up? It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be really cool. We caught this move. I'm gonna say we caught this move because I showed you guys. I flashed you. Last 2-3 moves down, there's been this bear flag componentry. Take a look at this. You guys know that. And I didn't just scream it. I'm not going to scream bear flag in the back. It's not, I don't enjoy doing that. Guys, there's a bear flag. It's a bear in the woods, guys. But as we look at this, you know I'm drawing these out, right? You got to move to the downside, upward sloping channel. Boom. That happened. Then the last few hours here, we had move to the downside, upward sloping channel here, and boom to the downside. So we have this, the market's watching this in line with the following that we have. Is it the 30-minute, guys? The 30-minute. What played well? Our 4-hourly buy line, like a drum. Very, very nicely done. Now this here, you got to work on identifying these. I'm gonna tell you guys, you have to work on identifying these. Do you see how much Sol outperformed Bitcoin? Worth taking a look at, okay? Yes, Sol outperformed Bitcoin. That's all right. She also got destroyed in the FTX disaster, didn't she? Ouch, 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 ouch. So what are we going to look at? Level of support, right? Now, this is a nice pattern to trade. Without a doubt, nice pattern to trade. Capitulation, we saw a correlation this morning with overall equities. No problem. But that bell formation, it's a nice pickup where? Below this level of support, without a doubt. So as we formulate this right now, and this is a great challenge for us as a group, are we in a condition green? We called condition green last night here. You guys know that? I don't know if you hit your 4-hourly buy line on our Fire and Ice indicator. If you did, you doubled your money at least on max leverage. Bottom line, you doubled your money already once. So if you're looking for a perfect opportunity to double that money again, this dang thing, I got to tell you guys, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm not even going to bring up the name of that one. Not even going to bring up the name of that one. Ugh. I don't like being pushed coins and information by TradingView or anyone else and watching them slip or slide or fly around. I don't like that. I don't want to be pushed a coin like Aptos. I don't want to be pushed a coin like Aptos and be invited to participate and invited to go make money on Aptos. I don't want to do it. It's up 30%. That's not an investment that I think is a good investment. As I look, it's just me personally. I don't like it. I don't like their web page. I don't like what they're doing. I don't like their style. I don't want TradingView to push me an investment like Aptos through a news story and a news flash. I don't want that. I don't care if it goes up 30%. Let it go do what it wants to do. I don't like their website. It looks like trash. It looks like competent high schoolers could put together a better project than that. I don't want to participate in it. So TradingView, please stop pushing me coins that wind up going and flying 30 and 40 and 50 and 2 and 300%. Please stop doing that, TradingView. That's not on my repertoire. I don't want to do it. I want to focus on good technicals, good investments, on solid fundamentals for our traders. Bottom line. It's just TradingView pushed me Aptos a few days ago. Pushed it to me in a news story. I'm like, it's flying. I'm like, I don't want to be solicited to wreck or not our VIP group. Bottom line, guys, you don't look at it that way, but it's so easy for me to get pushed something or you to get pushed something, and the next thing you know, you put your money in and it's gone. You know, I don't want to wreck. It's very easy to watch it now, something like Aptos or a meaningless, whatever, side coin, be pushed to me, right? I bring it to the group, and then we potentially have a fatal disaster. Boom. Oh, that one didn't. It's just, it leaves us ripe for manipulation as a group. I don't care for it. So TradingView, if you're listening, I'd prefer not to receive solicitations to participate in side shows. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I want solid investments. I want our Fire and Ice calculated kernel regression entry here on the 4-hourly. I want to be able to focus on that as we just did and see a nice, a really nice move, doubling of the money, et cetera. That's interesting to me. Not being solicited. That's a little bit. I got to tell you guys. Those things happen, right? Now, the 4-hourly, we do have the specific pennant. Bull pennant failed to the downside, right? As we would explore the descending triangulation function, what do we have in our back pocket right now? We have Fire and Ice. It's been consistent. It just doubled money from the 4-hourly. Boom. Nice hit. Perfect hit down into it. All right? That was a nice hit last night into that 4-hourly buy line. You know the tendency of a pennant to formulate on failure. We've hit some big ones of these. There's a reason why pennants like to turn into flags. Just be prepared for additional downside price action. We have our green buy line. We have our fire sale line as well. And guys, I just wanted to kind of stream this morning. Went over some important stuff earlier on as we would talk about digging into the overall framework. One of my pieces of tech is about to die. It would be this thing. This thing is about dead. I don't know why it starts to just blink. It's about to die. It's one of these deals. It's a mouse or something. So we're going to get off stream. But what I want to say is this: as you look at the market participants, as you were to look at Bloomberg and talk about, well, who have the shot callers been? Well, they've been Morgan Stanley. He's got everything right. They're going to introduce this, and this is what I went through in the beginning of the stream today. This is London, former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, not financial advice. And yes, I got an official offer to work with Morgan Stanley, and I passed on it. I told him no. I don't want to sell things to people and it not be a good decision. That's the bottom line. It not be a good overall decision. I want to pick the phone up and sell things. What's your job today? Get on the phone and sell, London. I don't want that. So that's my history with Morgan Stanley. I don't have spite towards them. They're the top group, or I wouldn't have applied with them. Okay? So, but when you look at Bloomberg and you consider the fact that Bloomberg has been making a hero of the shot caller from Morgan Stanley, who is saying, don't participate in this rally. Guys, we're at the crux of the situation. They have been building up that framework for the Morgan Stanley shot caller, and that's no just chop shop, guys. Morgan Stanley knows what they're doing, okay? There's a reason I'm talking about this morning. Just understand that you're being fed information. Understand that I want you guys to be able to filter not just the YouTube influencer market. That's not even a challenge for you guys. Guys, to turn on and flip on a YouTube and I mean, you guys, it's a zero contest between you and an influencer. It needs to be a zero contest. The better contest is for you in a situation like Bloomberg, like reviewing Morgan Stanley's call, right? To know the top shop for real TA in the market. Okay, Morgan Stanley, okay, yeah. To know, yeah, guys, they're close. They're really close to being top shop, more technicals, okay? I wouldn't say it otherwise. So as you look at that, I want you to distinguish yourself and enter into that challenge phase of you as a trader to where it's, well, you know, I disagree with influencer X, Y, or Z. No kidding. Really? Wow. You woke up for that challenge today? Wow. Huh? You disagree with a squat not influencer? Wow. Wow. Okay. No, guys. I want you to build in with the best of the business. New York Institute of Finance. Take everything you can that professionals are using. And guys, when you look at that, I want you to compete in terms of your ability to process market information. I want you to be able to dissect, digest, and really overaccomplish on a personal level to come to your own conclusions above and beyond the very best in the business. The very best in the business. That's not light talk, guys. That's a challenge. Yeah, that's a challenge from VIP. That's who we are. Bottom line. Nobody else talks about these things. Challenges in terms of the growth of the traders and the group dynamic. That's what I want for you guys in 2023. Boom, 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 boom. Right? So pay attention to those top notch. Remember, Bloomberg. What's Bloomberg? Well, Bloomberg. Now, I have an old library card, guys. Harvard Business School, okay? Looking at the Bloomberg building. Bam. It's on the grounds of Harvard Business School. That's where you go to study. Okay, so it's literally the library is in Bloomberg building, all right? If you want to study at Harvard Business School, guys, you go to the library, it's going to be in the Bloomberg building. So they come with a lot of clout and credibility. It's not a light discussion. Oh, who cares, right? So I build all that in. That's my goal for you in 2023, that you're able to digest, dissect, and run with those bulls, right? Or get around with those bears, okay? And make that your challenge in 2023. Not the next answer that's out there from an influencer. Well, I agree or I disagree with that. That's not VIP, guys. Build into the champ, the shot callers in the markets. Be able to sift through, dissect, digest, and guys, really get into the technicals with and then above and beyond with your own conclusions with the top shot callers in the business. All the markets, reputation of, right? Some of these investment houses, centuries. Some of these investment houses, centuries, right? New York Stock Exchange, 1700s, late 1700s, was it? We'll look back on that. A New York Stock Exchange. Now, in terms of the ability to, let's look at that. When was New York Stock Exchange founded? When was this? Constitution is the oldest stock exchange. Let's see what it is. Let's see. You guys look this up. It's 1792. I was right, okay? Late 1700s. That's nice. So some of these investment houses have hundreds of years of experience they're bringing to the game. Match up with those bulls and tigers, those bears, all right? Be able to unwind and digest, see through the Morgan Stanley, the Bloomberg. Okay, that's Harvard Business School. That's this. Understand what you're looking at, and guys, go get them. Let's trade in the back, guys. Congratulations to anyone who hit our 4-hour buy line. Congratulations to anyone who traded that Solana Bell. Congratulations to VIP. And guys, we'll be coming at you soon. This is London. We'll be in the back. We'll be trading. And nice to get on a little bit more of a schedule with you all. We'll talk to you soon. Guys, take care of yourself. Remember, never overexpose at any higher price. And be prepared